Welcome back to the OTB podcast, the original and still the best New Zealand mountain bike podcast. We're standing strong and we're still number one, I'm happy to report. As always, brought to you by Maxxis Tyres, New Zealand's tyre of choice. At the moment, my tyre of choice, I've been on the new model High Roller, the High Roller 3, I believe it is known as, because that is what is on my V10. And oh boy, man, I love riding a downhill bike with a chunky tyre on.
V10, has he?
Been on the V10. Also on that V10 is Fox Suspension, another show supporter. We love those guys, and I'd love to say I had a ride report on the new Fox Podium fork that I talked about last week, but it has rained so goddamn much in Nelson that I have not actually been able to ride on it other than bouncing it in the garage so far. So looking forward to getting some time on that this week and telling you all about it. But that voice you hear, our fellow Nelsonian, Chris Vanderkolk, welcome back, mate.
Thanks very much for having us back here, KB. It's a pleasure to be on the podcast with you two fellas. And my question to my co-hosts is, can I dock Red Dog's tyres for not turning up tonight?
Yeah, I think you can probably keep one of them since he's not here tonight.
Yep, perfect. That's good. Just want to sign that off. Thanks, Maxxis.
That's good. And as we can see, Red Dog has not joined us, but Lester Perry is, well, I was going to say as always, but we missed you last week, so maybe that's two tyres you can dock, Chris.
No, we'll see. If I'd known I was going to miss out on my tyres that I still haven't got, maybe I've missed out on them already, for all I know.
Anyway, you here we are. Points for coming to pick them up.
Well, I was hoping, actually. We were supposed to be down today.
We could have done this live, but the weather, again.
Oh, yeah.
In classic Nelson fashion, we got rained out. So Nelson, to me, Nelson's almost dead to me. I've been to Nelson so many times, and every time it rains. Seriously.
It didn't rain when we... Oh, no, it did rain when we hike a bike to Starville Hut. It rained on us on the last, 10Ks back to town.
It always rains when I'm down there.
You should come down in summer.
Yeah, I've been down there in summer, and it rained.
Yeah, but you know what? The best bit about summer is it gets so dry that then it becomes a fire danger and all the forest gets closed.
Yeah, that's right.
Nelson in the rain or TA in the sunshine for mountain biking?
That's not very...
Too long to answer that.
It's not a very fair comparison. I mean, you can go mountain biking in Nelson. You can't go mountain biking in TA.
There you go.
Not directly in TA. So I think that's an easy win. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a problem if I lived down there. Then you'd take the good with the bad, But when you're just visiting and it's always bad.
Yeah, it's a letdown.
It is a letdown.
Hopefully we'll see you soon, though, mate.
I'm going to book some fully flexi flights out of Hamilton and just keep changing them. And just on a sunny day, I'll just call your wife and say, hey, we need Lester and Nelson for a day.
Urgent.
Yeah, it's
very important.
Yeah, it's critical.
It's not actually a silly idea.
What, for me to fly you down to Nelson?
Well, you can fly me down anytime.
That's a terrible idea.
I'll be happy with that.
I'll send your tyres up then.
All right. That's a step in the right direction.
I'll send Red Dog one tyre.
Yeah, you should. And then send him the next one the next time he makes an appearance.
Cut all the knobs off them. Cut all the knobs off and say, here's your tyres.
I don't think his tyres have got any knobs on them.
Oh, he got Aspens, didn't he?
No, he got hookworms.
Oh.
Fast rolling.
They're really excellent. Good for stair gaps.
Hey, obviously, boys, Andorra World Cup was on the weekend. And look, I don't know if I'm a fan of that track. We talked a little bit about it with Win. I mean, it looks good, but I don't know. The top gets a little bit boring. But hey, before we get into the downhill, got to start with Sammie fucking Maxwell. I mean, what a season she is having! Another win,
unreal.
She's gone 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1 so far this season.
Wow,
and has a 445-point lead at the halfway mark of the season.
So at what point can't she be beat? Probably another win and then she's got it.
I mean, the thing, I was kind of flicking through the results and kind of the biggest competitor is Puck Peters, however you say her surname. But she also missed 2 rounds at the start of the season, which has put her on the back foot. So she's still like a lot of points down on her. But she's obviously the one who's been beating her in those races that she hasn't won pretty much.
But,
does that make her New Zealand's most successful mountain biker?
Easily.
Yeah.
What was Vanessa's record?
World champs.
Just world champs? Well, not
I
just
don't think she
Philippines,
ever won.
but
She
World
didn't
Cup.
ever win a World Cup. No, because Blinky was the first Kiwi to win a downhill World Cup.
Well, there you go.
And I don't think any XCers had won a World Cup, an elite.
Not one, eh?
Kashi would have been closest, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but did he? He didn't. Did he? He podiums, didn't he?
I think he had some podiums.
Kashi, let us know. I'm sure you're out there.
Yep. Come let us know, Kashi. But yeah, Sammie, just absolutely incredible. Like, I mean, we've seen people kind of, obviously guys like Anton and Sam Gay's won an elite World Cup? Yeah. Or just short track.
Hang on.
That's
a good question. We should know that.
Get on Roots and Rain. But no one's had this level of consistency. So, that she's been shown. So pretty cool.
No one has been that good and that funny at the same time.
Yeah.
He won Sam won Stellenbosch in 2018.
There you go. I thought he had won a World Cup.
Yeah. I think
Sammie's podium interviews are the best. Just anything to do with her on being interviewed is always comedy gold.
She just seems like she's having a really good time.
Mm.
She does. She's actually put out some really, this is the old man in me coming up, but some really really sound kind of words to live by. And if I could remember where I saw them, I could look them up. Just quotes about how just because something goes wrong doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be. It's still a race, and I feel like she's just got this mentality now where if she's doing well, it doesn't really matter what happens, she's going to do well. And if she's not doing well, then she knows she can still do well. So
did you watch the race at all? Like highlights or anything from XC?
Nah.
She had a rough race.
Yeah, so she had a couple of flat tyres, and
she went from leading to a rear flat, which dropped her back to 7th or 8th on lap 2. And then she fought her way back, crashes. There was one point where she'd gone to the lead on the second to last lap, and she ran up this technical section. She's in she might have been in second at that point. And then went to get back on the bike, kind of stumbled off again. And if she'd gone down the bank, it looked real steep. It looked like if she'd gone off this bank, she would have spent 5 minutes getting back up it. Has another failed attempt to get it going again, and then comes through, charges on the last lap to win it by 15 seconds or something.
That's
just
so gnarly.
Dug in and went.
That's so sick that can happen in an XC race as well, right?
Yeah.
That kind of, to chase back after having a flat tyre or whatever, I don't know how far back she went. Did you say she went back to 8th place?
She was about 7th or 8th, because when I looked last night, I jumped on and watched it live for a couple of minutes just as I was going to bed. And, it was lap 2, and she was in about 7th, and she was maybe 45, 50 seconds down.
The power that you have to put out at that level to get through the field. Same with Pidcock, right? Starting in 30th or whatever, and in 17 minutes came through to the front. That is just bananas.
They'd be surging to get through as well, right? It wouldn't be like they're just sitting on a slightly higher cadence.
No, you'd be constantly, because you'd be yo-yoing through people as well. You'd be down, up, down, up. You'd be putting these massive efforts in to get past people up climbs and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I haven't seen. I saw the start of the men's XC, but I haven't seen the women's yet. Yeah, Pidcock has an amazing ability to flow through dense traffic without. He's definitely surging, but I'd say other people wouldn't be able to do it as smoothly as he does. That's for sure. And I can only assume that when Sammie's coming back, it was pretty similar. But
the one thing I noticed, there was one point they were coming through a section, and one of the other girls just looked. This was probably lap 5 of 7, and she was chasing her down. I can't even remember who it was, but she just looked cooked. She was head wobbling, as she was just pedaling along this kind of not very big climb, and Sammie just comes through, just real solid, just
closes the doors off,
chasing her down. And I was like, man, she just looks like she's in real good form in that aspect. So.
she's maintained high level, so like all season. It's pretty impressive.
But even think about the shit she went through last year with like the Olympic selection and stuff. Like how much that could have demotivated a person and just lost the will for it all. And she's just been like, nah, fuck you guys. Like,
yeah, it's so good.
Here we go.
She must have some
it's so rad for anybody.
Toughness, having gone through all that stuff as well, though. Like her own kind of like drive
was
totally
very impressive. All right, that's been XC Corner. Should we go talk about downhill now? That had to be mentioned. That was too good of a result not to. Bruni's the only elite male who hasn't gone to Q2 this season.
Is he the only one now? Fuck, he's awesome.
He's gone through, from what I've tried to work out, and I think I'm right, he's the only guy who's been out of Q1 every race.
What a legend.
Wow.
Can I just peel back quickly, KB, to your comment on the track?
Yeah. We can go back to that point now.
Thanks very much. I think in previous years I've been not so into it, but I think this year it seemed like a really good track to have because it's quite different to some of the other tracks we've had. Like, it's better than Lego Gang. Lego Gang's got too much of that stuff in the open. But this seemed like it had a real good mix of like fast, almost bike park berms and stuff, but also so much really technical, awkward stuff in it.
I think what I got sick of was the first like minute or so of just berm. Yeah, I just kind of got a bit bored.
But there was time being
lost and made in
there.
Only by Bruni.
Pellizzari was up by like 2 seconds.
Qualifying, it made a difference in qualifying, didn't it? I think. Pretty sure. I don't know. I think it produced pretty good racing.
It just seems like those berms weren't quite like the typical bike park berms. There was time to be made in them because there were lines in them and they were a bit beat up and all sorts of stuff.
Do you want to know?
It was only a short part of the track, really, wasn't it?
Do you know what's real awesome is so Pellizzari ended up being disqualified. He obviously didn't re-enter back around the pole after he spent an eternity off the track. So shout out to the UCI on that.
Just happy to be alive after that.
Yeah.
So because of that, none of his splits are listed in the results. So you can't even go back and look and see like where they actually stack up, which is
that's annoying.
Shit.
That's annoying.
Because Pellizzari was also in my fantasy team, which heavily upset me because I was like, he is on. Like, he was charging.
He's on the run at the moment, eh? Fucking hell.
It was the one thing I did like is that it brought out, I mean, Pellizzari's already been having some great results, don't get me wrong, but it brought out a few other guys like, I mean, one for like qualifying first. How rad was that?
I opened my phone and looked at the qualifying results in the morning of, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Incredible. He must have some pace. Seems like everyone in the field knows it too.
Well, didn't Win say, or maybe it was on Win TV last week, or was it on the podcast on here that he said something about he'll win one of these? Like,
yeah, Win was like he's if he puts it together, he'll win one.
Yeah,
and like he's got pace from street racing. It's so gnarly.
I saw something that Misspent Summers posted in the B-Zone Bullets, and he only got a downhill bike in 2023 or something. Like, he was riding a specialized status, and then he got a full downhill bike in like 23.
Can you imagine what that must have been like for that guy sitting at the top? You've just like Bruni's just gone down and beaten Jackson in Andorra, and you're going like, how do you deal with that?
You're the last man. Like, that's brutal enough sitting at the top of like a national round, being the very last person down the hill, let alone the top of Andorra World Cup. Like, I read somewhere that he
stamped his mark. Yeah.
He said the pressure got to him, and I'm not surprised because that would be tough.
Yeah, handy.
That's sick though. He knows that he can qualify first now, though. That's so good.
Yeah, I felt a bit. It was pretty. It's a pretty cool battle developing, between Jackson and Bruni now.
Yeah, they're playing
as much as I would have liked to see Jackson get another one, which would have been pretty historic. Bruni's run was like a Bruni run, like
It was
absolutely textbook. And watching his run, he doesn't make small movements that everybody else is making. Like his bike just goes straight. He points it through a line, and it just goes.
So dialed.
Where other guys are like making minor adjustments, or Jackson's like, pinging off something in half sideways with body movement or whatever, might be off the ground, and Bruni's just like straight as a die. It's unbelievable.
So this is also a track where like you saw Bruni in the after match, like the riders knew where they'd excel. Bruni knew that he'd have the top sector, and Jackson knew that he wouldn't. And like it seemed like everyone knew that Loris would have like the bottom sector, and that doesn't seem to have been the case in as many tracks this year. Like where they're going like, this is where I'm going to win the race, but then I've got to conserve down, sector 2 or 3.
Yeah, I feel like Leo Gang had a bit of that going on, but maybe like these guys are really getting so tuned in now to where their strengths lie that they're able to be like, okay, I can conserve in here or whatever, like you say, I can conserve here, but I'm going to need to push harder here, or I got to focus on in practice. I got to focus on this piece of track because that's where I'm going to be weaker. I feel like there's a bit more of that going on.
Seems like it.
From the outside, anyway.
But Bruni, fucking so good. What a legend.
Unreal.
The other thing I noticed this season is Loris is getting his shit together. I mean, it's not like he's not his shit together, but like he's super consistent now, and it seems like that common cell team's working for him pretty well.
It's not surprising though, really, when you look at a guy like Loris who has been pretty well renowned for tinkering with his bikes, and now he's got the bike that has like the most adjustability out of anything. Like they're tuning the stiffness of it, they're tuning the characteristics of the suspension, everything like that. He's gone from no, he didn't go from Fox, but still on RockShox. But, like that's a whole different thing that he has to get used to. Whereas you've got a guy like Bruni who's been on the same team for, 12 years or whatever, like even though they're on a new bike, everything's dialed. Whereas Loris has changed just about everything. So it's not surprising it's taken him a little bit to get his feet, but it seems like it's come around the last couple of races.
Totally.
I'd be super interested to see from a like flex and compliance point of view, the difference between Bruni's Specialized, say, and the common cell. Because the common cells, from what I've ridden, are pretty.
Would you call them noodly? Because I've heard them referred to as noodly before.
Well, there were some that were definitely
downhill bike, Lester.
No, not downhill bike, but their trail bikes are a lot more compliant in the back end. I wouldn't say flexy, but they're definitely a lot more compliant in the back end than other trail bikes are. Well, they've got flex, but it is a feature of the bike.
Isn't it funny how bikes have changed so much in the last 4 years with that? Whereas everyone was going stiffer, like wheels were getting stiffer, frames were getting stiffer, and then it got to this tipping point where everyone's like, oh fuck, actually we've gone too far. We've got to turn around.
I was super surprised the other day. I hopped on a pretty well-known trail bike in Rotorua and took it for, I spent a day on it in Rotorua. A pretty bog standard alloy frame with really no thought to engineering flex into it versus the common cells that I've ridden, and it could not have been different. It was quite surprising how much stiffer it was and how less it liked to go across off camber and how much more it pinged you off things. And I can only imagine that their downhill bikes are right up that alley as well with their tunable brace that they have, and
they work well.
I imagine that
rides does well for them.
Yeah, I imagine that stiff trail bike you rode has some high-end carbon bikes and things like that that are probably full-on tuned for flex and everything. Whereas I guess common cell only do alloy, so they're building those bikes to to that spec already.
That's right, and I guess that's the difference when you have. Well, I mean, it's a specialized stump jumper. I don't have to make any secret of it. That alloy for them is their base model, where the alloy bikes for Commencal, they are as
That is
high
their
end
model.
as you could make an alloy.
It's interesting as well that
Maybe.
bike can work just as well for Loris as it does for Emery, because they're both completely different riders. And Emery's a unit.
Speaking of Emery,
Oh,
I mean,
I feel so
we've got to
bad for
go
him.
there. His splits, 2-2-2, 27.
Fucking
He was like, I mean, last week I was amazed at how well he rode, but this week was fucked. Like, I mean, we talked about it, basically, the fact that he'll have confidence now going, okay, I'm good, I can go fast, but I still didn't think it would be this level of fast that he would be going.
There's a guy that rides on like emotion, eh? Like, he must just be so fucking fired up at the moment.
Did you see him at the finish?
Gutted. Oh, I felt for him as well.
Yeah,
Because he would have known he was on one.
He was a broken man, but at least his shoulder's still in one piece, held together. And I mean, look at it now. He's got summer break. That thing will be healed. He'll be fine when he comes back in like another 5 weeks or whatever it is till the next World Cup round. It's quite a while.
He'll be ripping.
It's a big break, eh?
What are we going to do?
Do you reckon the Tour de France has something to do with it? Do you reckon maybe they're trying to avoid the Tour?
Nah.
I
think it's just that it gets too hot. Well, maybe that's probably not the whole reason, but it won't be because of the Tour, I don't think.
Marty Mays in fourth. That was Martin. I wrote a note. He has solidified him as the enduro guy turned downhill. He is the guy.
I had in my notes to talk about Martin Mays. What? How good is that?
He was flying.
Yeah, and he looked like he was pretty dialed too. It wasn't like he was just throwing himself down the hill. What I'm interested in is why we haven't seen Richie reach those heights. I expected that Richie would probably come up quicker than what he has.
If you had asked me at the start of the season, I would have said Richie would have been beating Martin.
Yeah.
Especially
at a track like this, I thought, but
it started off so well in Poland. It looked good, but no, it's tough. I mean, Martin, and Martin's credit, he's won a World Cup before. So
yeah, handy. Yeah.
He's the most unassuming dude as well, and he's got such a mellow style on the bike.
I think it's pretty rad considering obviously that team has taken somewhat of a punt getting he's a known quantity and obviously they know there's potential there, but they've kept them on.
They didn't take a punt. It was like Orbea wanted him on the team.
Yeah. He had existing contract with Orbea and they wanted him on the team.
That was part of the deal of FMD becoming an Orbea team.
Even Orbea keeping him on as a downhiller rather than retaining him as a enduro guy, like that's pretty rad. And he's just proving to everybody that he belongs there, which is even radder.
I suspect they probably had partly seen him as being really important to continue developing the bike. Like I imagine they'd be quietly surprised at how good his results have been in downhill. Because you've got to say he's last year, right?
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's basically him and what's his name from Ollie Zoir, as the kind of the two guys on that team, and he seems to be pretty outperforming Ollie. I mean, Ollie's riding good as well. He's pretty consistently in the finals. But yeah, Martin's been legit.
Must be a good bike. Just come out swinging, and Tani's cranking as well.
Yeah, I thought Tani had a sick weekend. It was very cool.
We'll get to that. We won't go too sidetracked just yet. I'll try and keep us on track for a minute. Next one I got to jump to. There's a few good results in there, but Tehodo, man, best World Cup result for him, an elite with an 8th. Epic. That was sick. That was so good to see him on a run like that.
Feel like things are slowly falling into where they should be for him, eh?
I reckon this year he's finally on a bike that he's comfortable and is working for him, and he's getting his confidence back, and he's riding it the way that he used to ride bikes in the past.
Yeah.
It seems like it's probably quite a good team as well, good crew of people.
Yeah, I was a little bit weary when there was MS Racing has obviously been pretty kind of questionable the last couple of years. There's been a lot of like, will they be going racing? Won't they be going racing? Next thing they turn up on a 10th and they switch to MS. They're like, this year switched a lot of brands as well, like Suntour Suspension and Hope, and they changed a heap of stuff again. And so I was a little bit like, ugh, how's the team actually going? But Toyota's pulling through, so good to see.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Dak Attack. Dak Norton.
Can I go back
finals?
One sec, KB, sorry. Back to Tohoto. Did I see a BYD sticker on his helmet?
Yeah.
He is. He's got some BYD cash.
It's so good. I noticed that and I was like, hold on a second. Have we got like car manufacturers back in the downhill game? Is this like Chevy trucks?
I think. Who's it up that way? Lester Ebbets. It's his like car dealership up in Hamilton or something that seems
Possibly.
to.
I'm not sure.
They've always been. I think it's the same place. They've always sponsored like motocross guys and stuff like that. So I reckon it might be through the same thing. But
I wonder.
How good? Do you reckon
it's not a team?
He's running
it's not a team thing, is it?
Doesn't look like it because he's just running a white helmet with BYD stickers on it.
Is he the only one running the white helmet? Did he have that massive crash in practice, or was that one of the?
No, that was
Ollie.
Was that Ollie?
That was Ollie Clark. That was huge.
Fuck, that looked horrible.
Ollie just cementing himself as the Bulldog Junior.
So
that was such
with crashes like that.
Jesus,
that was massive.
Anyway, sorry, Dak.
Also, Brooke McDonald, currently in a partnership with Cupra. I don't know if you've seen that on the socials. Yeah, so there's car manufacturers coming in left, right, and centre.
They're lining up. When's the OTB getting our? What do we need?
I reckon we'll probably end up
Honda
with like
Civic?
I was hoping maybe like a Honda City. I actually saw a Honda City today, and I was like, that'd be pretty sweet.
Honda City 4-wheel drive manual.
Did they exist?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Can you hook us up with Grenadier, Lester? You know some people on the road cycling scene, don't you? Any else?
I don't bother haggling. I just go out and buy them.
The OTB Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
OTB car sponsor is like we just get a budget to go and buy a second-hand car.
Yeah,
and the budget is $200.
Yeah, agreed. We just get a bit of money towards fuel.
Yeah, maybe $5. All right. Dak Norton, 10th place, made it back into finals. I mean, he nearly won world champs on this track last year, so clearly this track is a strong one for him, but that was good to see.
It's back.
Yep.
Dak's
back. We'll see in the next round.
I wish Red Dog was on here because I really wanted to make a point of Laurie Greenland being in finals and having some really strong splits.
Yeah.
But Red Dog's not here. I know he loves to bag on Laurie, but he was 8, 4, 10, 11, and then obviously just had a little bit of a mishap down towards the end, finished up 14th, but good to see him back in there as well.
That'd be his top finish this year, would it?
I think it's the first finals or second finals he's made this year. It's been pretty tough.
Like he's had a horrible couple of years, like with illness and stuff.
Yeah, he's had a rough go with like chronic fatigue type of stuff and that, from what I understand. Just been brutal on the dude.
It is
because he's so good. He's such a good rider.
Yeah, it is interesting that it's this track that's brought some of these guys back out, eh?
Yeah. There's a few random guys popping up in there that I didn't expect, like the dude Carter Sloan from Australia that made it through, young guy. Oscar Griffiths was one I didn't expect to see in there. There was another young guy, Luca Thurlow from the UK. There's a few kind of popped up in there. Also wanted to ask Red Dog how he was doing with, I'm having a tough time with names tonight. Troy Brosnan.
Yeah.
Troy Daddy didn't make finals. It was tough.
I was disappointed to get a response in the group chat to this, but do you reckon he's taken an official warning from Fabian? Fabian seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't take nicely to his athletes not performing.
He's had to make a stop in at the Kenyan HQ on his way home for summer break to
official apologies.
They
have a disciplinary tribunal.
Yeah.
Could you
imagine if downhill was like as controversial as F1 is at the moment with team principals getting stood down? Imagine if like just some results weren't going that way and Kenyon's like, look, Fabian, you're out.
Steve, you're out.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
It'll happen soon.
You reckon he'd be then move over to be a team manager at Rogue Racing or something like that, maybe?
probably
second tier team.
take them to the top.
Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of rogue racing, how legit have those guys been this season? Like, underrated, just incredible. Like,
That's-
they've put in so many good
That's got to be the
results.
power of a team environment, eh? Because they all seem like they all seem like they're sort of on the same kind of
It's
level.
just a bunch
like
of French,
all could win,
bunch of
but
French
all
dudes
loose
that-
units.
Yeah.
Well, they're obviously all rippers, like they like riding. They've got
Actually,
decent
no, some
gear underneath them.
Italians in there too.
Oh, yeah, okay, so let's
Of
just
course.
call them Euros.
Yeah.
Euros.
But they all like riding their bike. They're all
Yeah.
probably similar age. They've got good gear that they can kind of just hop on and race on. I mean, you don't go too bad with a V10.
Are they
And
the
then-
play biker of today?
I think they're better than Playbiker was.
But what's the bit? None of them are actually being paid though.
Yeah, they're
Surely
probably
they're
getting
not being
bugger all.
Probably not a lot.
I counted 8 V10s in the men's final, elite final.
You must
Privacy
have
of
had
the
a
voice.
real quiet day at work today, KB. If you're
No, that
counting
was when
what
I-
bikes are in there.
That was when I was watching it live. Well, I mean, it's close to my heart, so of course I was like,
that-
there's another V10.
What's the most represented brand in the finals? Is it the V10, or is it,
It was-
still the common style?
Nah, it's a V10. If you were
Yeah,
counting
surely.
bike model like that, for sure, because there was only two common sales, 3 common sales, and Dylan Maples didn't start, so, but yeah, it's pretty legit.
Interesting.
I thought Lockie Stevens McNabb was on for a result. Man,
Yeah.
he just came out of the gate so good.
Ripping.
And after a 4th in qualifying, unfortunately, he missed a pole or just rode over top of a pole. But either way, he stopped and pushed back up. He did the right thing, went back around it. Yeah, heartbreaking. Because he was probably on for another solid one.
He seems like he's figured out how to ride at that pace though now, eh? Like quite consistently.
Yeah, I think last week was a good. I mean, he's had two fourths now, but I think if he had another solid one, or at least he had a really solid qualifier, so hopefully that's helping him out, with his mental game.
I guess that's just showing how much of a fine line they're on. When you can just be so dialed and have done that much practice, have a killer quali, and then make a tiny little mistake, and it's just game over.
I have a question about these markers. They don't seem like they're sufficient enough
Very
in some of the
marky.
key places. Like, do you see one in the rock garden in the that's what me and Kath throws videos or something? It was just consistently getting smashed by riders, and then they're just plugging it back in and plugging it back in.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have a course marker in such a critical location, make it something that can't be moved.
So I think my theory on this is because the good old days of pigtails and race tape, or race tape going between trees and things like that, you didn't really have a fine line. You couldn't ride the edge of the track like you can now. When if you've got pigtails jammed into the ground with race tape running through them, if you catch one of those with your pedal, you're gone.
Yeah,
You're going to
true, right?
Indonesia,
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you've got these little plastic markers which bend and flex and pull out of the ground, you can hit those with your cranks, with your pedals, with the bottom of your bike. It doesn't matter, and you can ride that millimeter line on the edge of the track that you've never been able to get to in the past. And I reckon that's where we're seeing people go out with things like that, because they can just push it to the extent.
It must be completely different on track, I suppose, because it does sometimes look when you're looking at clips of a race course, and seems like there's just markers fucking everywhere. It does seem like it's sometimes hard to see where the marker actually is, but presumably for the riders that's not a problem.
Yeah, you'd have to assume they're not too bad when you're actually on the track.
But
I did.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to say, it's just in some places it seems like they should be using the big foam marker instead of, say, the plastic marker.
Yeah, I think that's been a bit of an issue this year, eh? Just not a lot of real consistency of knowing exactly what is actually marking the edge of the track.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Oh well.
I did a little bit of looking, because I got interested after looking at the qualifying times. So the cutoff in the men's Q1 was 2.184 seconds back to 20th place in Q1. So
Man,
pretty
that's
damn
so
tight.
savage.
Women's was 8.574. I went back. I didn't go to World Champs. I went back to 2023, the last World Cup round here, so 2 years ago. The men's cutoff time, well, not actually cutoff time because it was more people qualifying, but top 20 in men's qualifying 2 years ago was 8 seconds back to 20th.
Fuck.
So that's
huge.
It's dropped, 3/4 down to 2.18, and then women's was 19 seconds to be in the top 20, and it's down to 8.5. So that's halved. Well, over halved.
Crazy, isn't it?
I've got to say, this new format is making for way better watching. Even the two qualifying, you watch the first qualifying and you get to watch potential podium finishes at the very beginning of the racing. So it makes you watch the whole thing.
Yeah, because you used to, I know, I was pretty bad in the past sometimes. I'd turn it on and I'd get to the start of the men's and I'm like, I might just skip forward 15 riders or so, till it starts heating up. And then if it was someone who'd put down a blistering time, I might skip back and go and watch what theirs was or whatever. But it definitely throws a lot more wild cards in early on.
Yeah, especially if you get someone like Loris in Q2.
Yeah.
And you watch his run, and I think, because it used to be if you had someone put down a heater at the beginning of racing, you'd sort of just expect that wouldn't stand. But now you watch it and go, oh, fuck, this could stand here. And you realise how little margin there is in the racing. And you kind of have to watch everything to see what happens.
Yeah. Tani was back. At this point, Valley has to be so pissed she hasn't won a race this season.
Oh, yeah.
But she's still got the overall at the moment.
Yeah, she's been so consistently second, third, or whatever. But man, good on Tani. She's been. I mean, it's been a bit up and down, but that was another legit win that she put in, nearly 2 seconds.
I reckon we're looking at a pretty epic battle next season, in the back half of the season, particularly next season. Because Tani seems like she's back to form now.
Well, I think now you've got the good thing now is you've got some depth there, right? One of them makes a small mistake and they're fifth, because you've got there's a little spread there, but Tani, Valley, Gracie, Jess,
Eris once she's back on form.
Eris won't be back this year properly.
Yeah, it's been a rough go.
She's going to take time to rebuild again now. Could be wrong. I'd like to be proved wrong.
I would kind of hope that's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't keep beating yourself into the ground like that. You got to take a step back and be like, okay, let's just call it. Build back properly.
You should tell Ronan done that.
Well, yeah. Potentially, yes.
Off to hard time.
But yeah, in the women's though, there's 5 or 6 ladies who can push through. I mean, it was pretty cool to see Millie Johnset back kind of doing something, she hasn't really all season. Yeah, I think it was cool to see her back there.
She was only a tenth of a second off Valley. That was a proper run. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a gap back to Jess. So Jess was 2 and a bit, 2.3 sort of back from there and forth. But another person Jess has been on a steady build. It's been real good to see her just consistently putting it in that top half of the top 10, sort of 5, 6.
They're also
4, 5, 6 position.
It's interesting comparing her comeback from her, call it 2 big injuries a year ago, to Eris's comebacks. Quite different, eh?
Yeah.
Eris comes back in, I'm good to go, hell for leather, and then crash, whatever, maybe get injured, maybe not, but she's getting beat down. Where Jess has been way more consistent build, slower but safer, arguably.
That seems almost reflective of how she crashed in the first place, right? Going to hardline, something to prove, or just
something to prove to herself, maybe.
Yeah, and maybe it's a age thing or a maturity thing or something, but just you've got a fucking lot of years racing left.
Hey, speaking of Hardline, Jackson's pulled out of Hardline.
Good.
Yeah.
He's racing
The
Crankworks.
best news. Crankworks is all right. Hardline, nah.
Racing Crankworks, Canada, I presume. Yeah, that'd be sick. Down
Yeah.
911 or whatever it is.
That'd be epic.
Yeah.
What's
199.
that track called? 199.
That was how many points Stevie won the World Cup by. World Cup
That's
title by.
That
99. He had
11.
1,199 points. Yeah. And you know what? This will be a build-up for there being a World Cup round at Whistler next year.
probably on that track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick, man. That's
Yeah.
I stand by
might be,
everything I've said about Hardline. Waste of time.
I'm fine with it, but I'm not fine with it when a guy who potentially could have done what he's doing this season last year goes and misses a whole season because he gets hurt there. You know, like
totally.
I
I
think
think it's great.
I think
'cause
I'd be fine with it if it was like a premier pre-season downhill race where all eyes were on essentially this year's World Cup races and how everyone's shaping up. But when it's like, I don't know, when you look at it now and you look at how sick World Cup racing has been this season so far and how competitive it's been and how gnarly some of the tracks have been as well. And you go, why would you go to Hardline right at the beginning of all of this and be there along with the media circus with like guys who are not actually going to race, but they're there to get the photos and shit like that? I can totally see why team managers are going, don't do it.
yeah. We've digressed.
We have.
Gracie.
Red Bull hat.
Gracie was on one. That was a brutal way to crash out of that race, right on the second to last corner, basically.
So how much was she up by?
So on the fourth split, she was on 235.16 and Tani was on 237.16. So she was 2 seconds.
Right.
Fucking hell. What a savage.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. She's established herself as that, you know, like she's up and down at the moment, obviously like a couple of wins and whatever, but man, the next year, you know, like
she has,
it's not going to get any easier for Valley.
Yeah, she's got bike handling like I don't think like we've really ever seen in the women's field before. Like she's more stylish than half the men.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
could do
definitely
whips.
stylish,
She's pretty
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Sasha Ernest made it back into the finals, put down a solid one in 7th. That was a good one. Great result for her.
Yeah, that was cool.
Louise Ferguson, who's we'll claim her as part Kiwi with an 8th. So a couple of the intense girls in there. Anything else standing out? Nina's crash. You watched Nina's crash? Oh my god!
That was crazy.
I thought that was going to be an absolute disaster. Like she actually got out of that relatively good. It's like she was going for a can.
It looked like, did she wash out a little bit and unclip just before she went off it?
I think she slid a bit into that berm, and from what I could see, that berm had quite a hook in it. Like it had quite a cut-in kind of rut. And I think she slid not quite where she was meant to be in that rut, slapped the rut, kind of back end, bounced back out of it, and threw her foot out as she went, right as she hit the lip of that jump. So that was pretty wild.
She got lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have to maintain that maybe Gracie's the most stylish rider in the pack now. Nina Hoffman is not anywhere near the front of that pack.
There was a rumor that you didn't join the podcast last week in protest because Nina won.
Well, truth be told, no, I mean, she's fast and that's great. Don't get me wrong. It's about going fast.
It's fast it works, right?
Hey,
yeah, that's right. 100%.
Justin Leoff was not a stylish rider, but man, he knew how to operate that bike.
Yeah, and he would own up to that too. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's hard. It's not a good sell for the sport, honestly. Come on.
Whoa. Oh. Jackson's still got the overall. He's still got a good bit of 140 odd points there.
He makes up for certain other people's misgivings. Shortcomings.
You're just picking up for Red Dog tonight. It's good.
Hopefully
he's pretty
people
short.
realise I'm just kind of taking the mickey here. I'm not actually brutally serious.
So looking at the overall points, it's Jackson and Loic clearly. Loris is up into third, which isn't too much of a surprise. Shane O'Callaghan's fourth.
Is he really?
Which I didn't expect to see, but he's been pretty consistent, I guess. Yeah. Thibaut Deprella's in fifth. Amory's in sixth after missing a round. Lucas seventh. Yeah.
Even after this weekend.
Yeah. Still in sixth. Lucas Shaw seventh. Jordan Williams eighth. Troy Brosnan ninth, even with missing a round this week. Lockie in 10th. So it's
It's all to play for, they would say.
I love
qualifying stuff.
I love it.
A lot,
Yeah.
So are we now halfway through the rounds?
We're at round 6 and there's 4 to go.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So from here we go Leger, World Champs, Lenzerheide, USA, Lake Placid, and then Mont Saint Anne. So there's five races to go, with World Champs being one of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, still heaps to go, which is great. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon takes the overall?
Oh, it's going to be a fight in both classes, I think. There's no, I can't even put one on it, because I could see Loic going on a second half of the year tier, but I could also see Jackson doing that. So I don't really know what to make a call on there. One of those two.
I think you got to back your guy, KB.
Well, I got to go Jackson. He's got the points lead at the moment. He's got a bit of points in there. Women's, I think I'd just stick with Valley. While she hasn't won a race, she's been so much more consistent than anyone else. She's gone, I think, it'll be Valley. Fifth, second, third, second.
I mean, the fact that she's consistently second when she clearly isn't riding as well as she knows that she can, but she's still second. She could do that for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, you look at Gracie, who's gone like 8, 1, 1, 4, 3, 5, and then Tani's gone 1, 3, 6, 15, 4, 1. So it's like that consistency is the king. Yeah, I reckon with the women's, it's just the whole field is leveled up. You know, we were talking about this the other week where Valley's not really slowed down. It's just everyone else is caught up.
Yeah. Snuck up on her.
And because we haven't had Tani in the field for, a couple of years, really, at least at full capacity. And now you've got Tani and Gracie's like new breed. I think we've just got a way more competitive women's field than we've had recently.
Do you reckon we'll see Miriam back in any high level capacity, winning races type of thing?
How old is
she? She's pretty close to my age, our age, 30, 36, 37.
Do you reckon we'll see KB back in any capacity?
No. I'd say that's a no.
Because Miriam doesn't have kids.
Is Miriam that old? Is she that old?
She's maybe she'd be 35, I'd say, at minimum.
Getting on a bit.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Our Warner Brothers trying to kill off the junior field by cancelling their races.
Oh, conspiracy.
She's 35. There you go. She was born in 1990.
Yeah. It's starting to get pretty old to be dealing with consistent concussion problems.
And trying to go as fast as the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I reckon they tried that. I don't think they care. If there's no junior finals on, the Warner Brothers are like, oh well. Who cares?
I think that. So if you're one of those factory teams right now and you're looking at your roster and you're going, do I want to keep this couple of guys that have not qualified a handful of times, or do I want to get a top tier junior and back them into a full season?
I think the junior backing is going to be more and more common. It's the same things happen in like motocross and all that. They're looking for younger and younger kids to like develop and be the next champ. I reckon we'll see more of that. I mean, there's more factory juniors than we've seen in a long time. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think it'll be the death of junior racing. I just think you'll have more juniors in factory teams from way earlier.
Yeah,
and then hopefully more juniors racing like entry series and stuff like that.
Well, you go back to when I was a junior, and we didn't have a junior class. We just had to race elite, and you got a little asterisk by your name if you're a junior. That was it. And then eventually they started doing a podium for the junior riders out of there. But I mean, the difference was there was 80 people qualifying, and now you've got 30. So that's tougher. But maybe it's just, if they did go and kill off a junior class and you just had to race elite as a junior, I mean, maybe that's just where teams would have to spend a little bit more effort developing them. Because, I mean,
I reckon
at
they
the moment,
put them all into elite. Sorry, go.
Well, I mean, if you look at, I think Max and Asa did faster qualifying times than Wanfa did. The two top two. Yeah, if you look through that pack, you'd probably have 3 or 4 of the juniors be able to make elite finals.
Yeah.
So
I reckon it'd be cool to see if that does happen. I reckon they will have a junior classification like that in road cycling, and you have a junior jersey that's under whatever the age cutoff is, and juniors will still compete for junior classification. They'll just be doing it in elites.
Maybe they could just take the top 3 juniors out of qualifying, go through. Yeah, because that'd probably make qualifying anyway. But if they don't, say if they're like 30th, 35th, and 50th, those 3 race anyway. I don't know. I've completely flip-flopped on 2 episodes ago where I said maybe they should make it an under 23 class, but fuck it. Let's put them into elite.
I reckon they should just, if you're a junior, you go and compete at IXS Cups with all the other guys that are trying to make it into World Cup teams. And if you're good enough to beat senior dudes at an IXS, then you're going to get picked up for a factory team at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We had 4 junior men in the top 10 again. So Tyler was 3rd, Ollie Clark 4th, Jonty Williamson in 7th, and Malik Boatrider 9th. Those 4 have been so solid this season. It's been awesome.
Do we know where they would have placed? I suppose their times will get thrown out the door by the qualifying.
Everything's pretty different when you go racing from one day to the other. Junior woman, Ali put down a solid one into 4th, but unfortunately, obviously didn't get to race. Kate Hastings in 5th. Kate's been solid. She's been real solid.
Yeah, Kate's coming up, isn't she? It's pretty cool.
Again, 4 juniors in the top 10 with Bella Birchall in 7th and Indy Devol in 8th as well. So
that's awesome.
The kids are all right. The kids are going pretty good.
It's
great to see.
Now it'd be a good time to be running a junior coaching team organisation.
Tyler Waite's currently sitting in 2nd overall. He's been
dude's killing.
He's been real consistent. It cracks me up. I was watching the Win TV track walk, and Tyler and Jonty are both probably just try and do about 10 runs. They just
fucking
they just are like, the more runs I do, the better I feel. So yeah, probably just try and do about 10.
They need a bit of a firecracker though. They're a bit dry balls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Juniors are a bit too serious, you reckon, Lester?
What's that?
You reckon the juniors are a bit too serious?
Yeah.
No, they're just not. I don't think they're quite. A bit shy. They're not quite
young and shy.
Little fellas.
They'll get there.
They're not quite ready to talk to Windmasters on Win TV.
No.
He's pretty intense. I was watching the cross country and they're going through the rock garden and he's on the side of the track and you could hear him yelling through the live broadcast.
Yeah, it's funny how much more energy Win's got when he's not also trying to race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All of his energy in the weekend to trackside chat.
Quick fantasy league update. We're doing a 3-round dash for Virus brand.
Cash.
Not cash, but I like the Dash for Cash name better, but Dash for Prizes. So Steve Langford has taken the early lead. He won last round. So we've got 2 more. And then Cam Cole is going to put together a prize pack. So shout out Cam Cole and Virus on that one.
Did you do my picks, Gabby?
No.
No.
I got ChatGPT to do them, but it didn't work. So
did ChatGPT
I should try that actually. Maybe I can actually do it right for once. Remember last week we were talking with Win about how unsustainable the Tour de France is with how many vehicles and shit are around. I was watching the highlights today and I just had to make a note of this. So there was 2 rider breakaway last night from the Alpecin de Koenig team, which was Vanderpoel and one of his teammates. They go through one of the, I think it was an intermediate sprint. 2 of them, they're like, at this point, they're a couple of minutes ahead. There was 6 cars and 16 motorbikes around them. Two riders with 16 motorbikes and 6 cars. It was insane. So I was like, yeah, he hit the nail on the head when he talked about how unsustainable that sport is. Like, it was insane.
Fucking crazy.
Not even the caravan of 35 vehicles? No,
per
it's more
team.
than that. I can't remember. No, the caravan of like the promotional guys who go through before the race comes.
Yeah.
The whole lot's crazy.
It's cooked.
It's a circus. It's big business. Do you think road cycling is like this is its golden era, or do you think it's still coming back from the Armstrong days?
I think Tade's doing a pretty good job of making it a golden era again.
Yeah.
It's back to being a European sport again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's definitely, I think the difference is that back in that day, in Armstrong's day, it was huge in Europe and it was huge in the US. It's not huge in the US again.
Quinn Simmons has a massive handlebar mustache, though, for the US, doing it for the US.
Yeah. He's been riding pretty well. Have you guys caught up on the latest doping scandal, which is rearing its head?
No. That sounds
Who's
good.
doping this time?
So,
they're taking caffeine pills?
This is all back to the Team Sky days. And it's a bit of a long-winded scenario for this mountain bike podcast, really. But the bottom line is that...
Give us the too long, don't read.
There's a dude working in Ineos now who was around back in the Sky days who some text messages have come to light of him texting this dirty doctor asking if he can get some of the same stuff that the...
Was it Ferrari?
No, it was another doctor. It wasn't Ferrari, but similar era. Asking if he can get some of the stuff that the Milram guys were on at whatever tour the previous year. And this guy's like, yeah, I can't remember the gist of it, but basically, yes, they can get some more of whatever it was. And this dude, and so Ineos had this big thing when they were back in the Sky days of like, we won't ever hire anyone who's been tied up with any doping scandal. And there's been people in there who have been allegedly tied up in doping scandals. And now this guy, one of the guys has taken a fall and got booted a while ago. And now this guy has been caught up in this latest scandal. But they've speculated for ages that he was involved. And now the messages have come out and it's like, well, it is him. But there's a weird thing. This all went down in Germany, and there's a weird thing with the statute of limitations over there means that
they don't like talking about the past. Germany.
What's that?
They don't like talking about the past.
They don't like talking about the past. That's true. Anyway, so yeah, they won't name him in Germany, but some guys in the UK have just named this guy. So it could be very interesting to see how that all blows up.
Find it all out on Reddit.
Imagine if it just turned out that the whole
sport on Reddit.
There's
a good thread of it on Reddit.
Like it just came out that it was just like, yeah, Armstrong retired, but nothing stopped.
Yeah,
it's probably they've just got smarter about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. They're doing some pretty freakish shit at this point.
Yeah, the kit's a lot tighter as well. There's a lot of aero gains being made in those socks.
Some big aero gains in the socks, that's for sure. I've got nothing else. You got anything, boys?
For sure.
Not really, but if we're talking about aerodynamics,
while we're on aerodynamics,
the Fox speed suit they've got the aero piping in the sleeves, right, which is great around the shoulders and stuff. But they can't make the jersey tight enough because of the rules. I presume that's why it's not a really form-fitting.
I think there's still a rule about how much you have to be able to pull off the skin or something.
Is it 2.5 centimeters? It has to be able to pinch up, something like that.
I think so.
So
the jersey, anyway, but then the jersey.
My point is they've gone to a lot of effort to put this kind of like piped fabric in there. Well, I don't even know what you'd call it, but I don't know that it will actually do anything because of how creased up and baggy the rest of the jersey is around it.
I don't know.
So,
but
anyway.
Jackson's blue and white one from practice this weekend was the best looking one they've had all season.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Any of them that doesn't make it look like he's got there's a couple he's worn that he sort of looks like he's wearing like a nightclub skirt, one of those real tight ones. It's got it's like a real shaped around his ass and stuff. It looks pretty weird. It's a bit creepy. Shout out to Gwyn for just wearing a baggy jersey. Like, he doesn't even trim his gear.
Gwyn's just doing it for the dads.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't wearing that lycra. I ain't got the body for that now. Good stuff.
What actually happened to Gwyn? He didn't end up doing qualifying. I didn't see
injured. Maybe feel like he got injured.
I figured he hurt himself, but I didn't know what he actually did.
He went to hospital. Maybe hurt his. It was. I did hear something.
Elbow, something like that.
Yeah, something elbow maybe.
Bummer.
Put it in the truck.
I'll
tell you what.
When are we going to see a 32-inch wheel downhill bike?
God, I hope never.
Mullet.
Never.
Mullet.
32.29.
32 out the back though.
Reverse mullet.
Nah, not keen. Not keen. When are we going to see a penny farthing?
I don't know if anyone. Do you know the guy who would have gone and tried the 32 and mullet is now retired, and I don't think any of his riders are tall enough to ride a bike with that size of wheel on it. So I can't see the Norco factory team running one.
Yeah.
True that.
Manar would have tried it though.
Oh shit! Yeah. Too much flex though. That's got to be flexy. Surely.
Surely. I can't imagine.
Oh, that's what they said about 29 feels. Mind you,
who knows?
That's how they ended up on mullets, isn't it?
Be good for bike packing, but I can't imagine it'd be good for much else.
Red Dog's probably got one on order. Speaking of bike packing.
On the go. Hey, commentary was better this week.
Actually, I didn't have anything other than I was watching it. I was lying in bed watching it live on Saturday night, and Katie was lying there, and just out of the blue, she goes, "Oh, who are these commentators? This is awful." That's all I've got. That's all I've got for commentary corner this week. And I was just I was trying to explain the dynamic of the two of them and how it feels like they're just battling each other for the top spot.
Well, I think Rick defended his patch amicably this weekend. Although there was one moment that I enjoyed, which was, he didn't correct himself on the foot peg comment, but he did correct himself on calling Andorra a principality. Like within seconds, he was like, correction, it's not a principality, it's a landlocked sovereign nation. Carry on. That's all.
Fuck. Because that's critical. Well. That's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's tough. It's a tough listen. Some of it's just still killing me.
I want a proper old school mountain bike fan in the room. I want Gwyn in the room. If Gwyn could just retire and full-time commentate, then I think he would cement himself as making the biggest contribution to mountain biking of all time.
I want Rick to stop apologising when you vaguely overhear someone say fuck from the side of the course.
Yeah, turn the volume up.
Oh, sorry if you heard that, because no one's ever heard anyone say fuck before. Like, come on.
Yeah. If he could apologise for every time someone says ghoulie or duff, that would also be good.
Yeah. We'll end up here for another hour if we go down this rabbit hole.
Welcome to Commentary Corner.
Let's try and avoid Commentary Corner this week. We'll see how the summer break goes. We can go full-time watching Tour de France for the next 2 weeks, Lester. Everything's good.
Yeah, good stage tonight.
Is there mountains?
First mountain stage tonight.
Yes. Yeah. I fucking love mountains.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Interesting one.
Sprinters can fuck off. The sprinters can all suffer their way through the mountains.
I was going to ask you about this, KB. Are you still hot on your hating sprint stages?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Except, well, no, because it didn't. I got disappointed in the one last night's one because Vanderpool had been out from literally the start line with two of them in a breakaway, and he got swallowed up with 700 meters to go in that one. I'm not even a Vanderpool guy, but I was like, oh, that one stung a bit. Sprinters can just
doesn't like sprinters.
Shit's boring.
Sprint stages though I think these are the best ones that we've had for a while, the whole stage, because there's been some wind. If it wasn't for some of the crosswind, it would have been dead.
I just want to see guys suffering for like 5,000 meters of climbing. Like, it's mountains.
4,500 enough or not?
That'll do. Yeah, for anything 3,000 plus will do. But I just want to see big mountain passes.
Yeah, take a moment to recognize how
what's been blowing me away. What is blowing me away is the speed that they're going some of the time. I was watching, I think it was last night's highlights or the night before. Can't remember. They're pretty similar. But they're going along on the flat and they're going 74k an hour.
It's insane, eh?
It's like blooming crazy. And there was crosswind. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Like, it's so ridiculous how fast they're going now. Last night's stage
74k.
was 50. Last night's stage was average of 50 point something k an hour. Second fastest stage ever. And at one point, it's like it's in the wind, and they're going 74 on the flat.
And
it might have been a slight downhill.
You're in a group of like 50 to 60 guys bumping elbows.
It's just crazy. I am now of the belief that it is more dangerous than mountain biking racing.
By a country mile. It's wild.
That's so nuts.
I mean, that's why Pidcock, as you were saying before, why he can move through a pack easily. Like, those guys wouldn't see riders in front of them. They'd just go forward and they'd just find their way through.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway.
You thought you got off unscathed, and there's 10 minutes of Tour de France talk. Everyone had thought I'd got away, but we got it in there.
Most of them will
race on
logged out by now.
KB.
I don't really know what's coming up. Leadville's probably the next big one. No, there's gravel, but kind of big US.
Leadville.
That's still a few weeks away, I think.
Yeah, it is a few weeks away. So, actually, last little note. The top of the Andorra downhill track was like 2,500 meters altitude or something. Like, that's pretty high.
That's high.
That is high.
Do you know Mount Cook is 3,700, so it was only 1,200 meters lower than Mount Cookers, and that's how.
Was it 2,500?
Yeah, it was like just over 2,500.
So so Mount Ruapehu is 2,795.
Yeah,
that's the top of Mount Ruapehu.
How good
would that be?
That's classic, isn't it? Just on a side note, Matt Wilson got second at the BC bike race. Overall last week.
Forgot about that.
Which is pretty solid. It's pretty cool against some pretty heavy hitting North American guys. So that was a good effort. I feel like that was a pretty kick-ass.
Emma Badup won a big race in Scotland, the Highland?
Yeah, Highland 500. Something like that. Yeah.
Kiwis out there doing
bike packing thing.
Fuck, we're good at mountain biking.
Pretty cool. Solid, eh? Punch above our weight.
We're good at it. Speaking of which, how's your walker training go?
Even this shitty podcast punches above its weight sometimes. I'm like surprised at how many people actually listen to us from around the world. So kudos to you guys.
How many listens are we getting these days? My mum asked me the other day.
That's classified.
Yeah, it's classified information.
Okay.
It's 5 to 6,000, maybe
8,000 daily.
Walker training is going. I was just talking to Lester about this at the start. There's a lot of base at the moment, which is just kind of boring.
Where are you getting your base?
Just online training,
aren't you? Oh yeah,
I'm in the garage.
You got to embrace the trainer life if you want to be getting anything this time of year, especially if you live in Nelson, man.
Yeah,
I don't have a trainer.
Biking.
Basically, water coming in my garage. It was raining that much the other day.
A lot of water.
I saw a tree floating down the river. A whole fucking tree floated down the Mai Tai.
It's just me doing some gardening, KB.
Just dumping it straight off the back.
Actually, Chris, I was impressed. Was it last night I'm just going to let me scroll back through these messages here.
While you're doing that, Chris, did you get out for your 6 a.m. copper mine loop on Sunday?
No, I didn't.
That was the one I'm thinking of.
I'm sorry to admit that I did not. Woke up, actually, I did a quick check the night before. I was like, oh, shit, sunrise isn't actually till 7:30.
Find it now.
So, or even later, I think. So risk of trying to ride down Copper Mine in the dark was one concern. And then I had an awful lot of shit to do at home, and I didn't do it. And then I also woke up and it was raining. So I went against it, but I am going to do it. Sunrise Copper Mine. Next time you're down, Lester, come down and we'll do Sunrise Copper Mine.
Yeah.
Be really romantic. I'm going to run for a KB if you want to come.
CX racing this weekend, Chris. That'll be good training for you.
Can you get me a stigmata?
No, but you could race your XC bike in the short track at 12 o'clock.
At what time?
Or 11 o'clock.
Look at a kids race,
it's a kids race. So
Saturday.
We've only been trying to run it for the last 3 weeks, but it's been rained off the last 3 weeks.
Where is it? Is it down in Brantford Park? So messy. Get me
Saxon Field, which is also going to be very messy because it's just waterlogged.
I don't want to go there.
Stoke is about 12 minutes. It's not that far.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So short track.
Righto.
Short track, 35 minutes.
Go and sit on the limiter for 35 minutes and then vomit.
Yep. That'll be good for you.
Excellent.
Kickstart.
You'll enjoy that.
Yep.
Righto,
good.
boys.
All right. Well, we're going on summer break as well. The riders get a break and we should too. So I don't know when we'll be back. There's nothing to debate. We've been through this.
I think we should do the debate.
The North Island has produced better downhill riders. That's all there is to it.
We're not doing the debate now. We'll do the debate in the summer break.
All right, we'll do it in the summer break. All right, we'll bring it in.
The alternative topic is downhill died when they got rid of 26-inch wheels. Prove me wrong.
All right, we'll bring a debate in during the summer break. There's a few Kiwis coming back home as well, so I'm trying to line up a couple of podcasts as well with people to catch up with the mid-season. So we'll see where it goes, but I don't know. We'll be back at some point, but
get them on the debate.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But for now, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.